Today, I am going to share with you the best Facebook ad account structure for a jewelry online store. In the past years, I've been working in this industry and I've tested lots and lots of account structures. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the best one that have helped us to generate millions of dollars. But before we get into that, I want to share with you the hierarchy of what impacts the most the results of your Facebook ad campaigns for your jewelry online store. If you get this thing right, if you have the right mindset and the right belief system when it comes to running Facebook ads, you are going to set up yourself for success. If you just believe that it's all about the account structure, because you have to understand this is just a part of either you're going to set up yourself for success or not. If you understand this right, if you get this thing right, you are going to have a higher return on ad spend. So that being said, this is how this works. First is your offer. Now, what is the offer? The offer is what you are giving in exchange of your customers' money. And in the jewelry space, what I've seen a lot is why people are buying is it because they want to complement their personality and they want to, they are seeking for products that is going to fulfill their emotional needs. They're not just buying your jewelry piece because it is created by this kind of material. Those features help at a certain level. However, the main reasons why they are buying is due to the emotional needs that your customers have. That being said, you want to ask yourself a question like, is my piece going to complement their personality, and is it going to help them to fulfill their emotional needs and desires? Now, next is your conversion rate. How many people are converting on your website right now? If you have a conversion rate of 1%, that means you are converting one person out of 100 visitors that you might be paying with on your Facebook, on your TikTok ads, right? So you want to strive for a higher conversion rate, because the higher conversion rate is, the higher return you're going to get out of your campaigns, the more profit you could make. So with more profit, you could reinvest in your ads, you could spend more on acquiring a customer. And that is a huge point in winning in this marketplace that we are in with a higher competition rate. So the third thing is your ad copy, and this is where you want to ask yourself is how resonating is your message. If let's say that I am looking for bold jewelry, because in the jewelry space there are lots and lots of types of jewelry, right? And if you have a message that speaks by itself that, hey, this is for bold people, this is bold jewelry who are more for people who want to show off their personality, as a potential client, I'm more likely to buy from you because your message resonates a lot with my identity, with my personality. The flip side is if let's say I am looking for bold jewelry, but I get an ad where they are showing off this elegant jewelry, I am less likely to buy from that brand because it doesn't speak to my identity, doesn't speak to my personality. So I am not interested even to go and check out that website. Now, after that copy is the ad creative. So a question that you want to ask yourself here is, does my ad creative portray the real value of my product? Does it articulate the reasons why I should buy from you and why I should buy now? So here we are also talking about some kind of psychological triggers, some of the human persuasions techniques that you might use, such as scarcity, urgency. So you could kind of show to those potential customers why they have to buy your products right now and why they should pay for the price that you are charging for. And on top of it, when you are crafting your ad copies, when you are creating your ad creatives, you want to make sure that it is also clear enough for your algorithms, because the way algorithms work, the way they target your audience is based on your ad creatives, not based on your ad sets. If you still believe that targeting happens on the ad set level, and if you still believe that by using interest or lookalikes you're going to target a better audience, you are working against the algorithms. The way you work on these platforms, the strategies that you're using are outdated. the targeting happens on the ad level, not on the ad set level. Meaning is that your creatives, your message does the heavy lifting. If let's say you have a noisy background where you have multiple products in the picture, in the video, that might confuse the algorithms. And on the customer side, they could also be confused and they won't understand what you're selling. They might be thinking that you are selling, I don't know, like a cup or some kind of tables because they see that on your picture on that video, and when they click on that ad and they land on your website and they see that you're selling jewelry, they might be pissed off. They might be thinking that this is not what I've been looking for, so they will leave your website very quickly. And that is a bad sign to the algorithms that people do not like your ad, which will increase your cost to reach a certain amount of people. Now, once you got this, the next is the account structure, which this is where we wanted to get to. So the best advice that I could give you, if you get all the things right that we've mentioned so far, such as the offer, the conversion rate, the copy, and the creative, when it comes to the account structure, the best advice that I could give you is keep it simple, because a simplified account structure will allow you to do multiple things, such as you could focus on the things that move the needle. You can have more time to create better ad creatives and improve your offer and create a much more compelling website. So let's say that right now you invest 1 or 2 hours every single day thinking about how to change my account structure, thinking about how could I restructure my ad campaigns. Now, we're using a simplified ad account structure. All the time that you've got, because you use the simplified ad account structure, you could allocate to things that are going to give you more sales. Things like creating better creatives, things like coming up with better messages that will resonate with a broader audience, things like creating a much more compelling website that could solve and that could handle all the objections that your customers, that those potential customers might have. In that way, you are going to increase your sales, your revenue, and ultimately your profit. And here's how I structure my ads for every single of my clients which are in the jewelry space. So we have pretty much these 3 campaigns to run ads on TikTok. This is why we use also a retargeting campaign. But let's say that you're using only Meta ads, then in that case, I would only use 2 campaigns, which one is for testing and one is for scaling. The reason why I use a retargeting campaign if we run also TikTok ads is because we want to have a lot more touch points with those potential customers. Because I've noticed quite a lot, the more people see your brand, the more likely they are going to convert at a faster pace. Because now they trust you, so frequency matters a lot as well in this space. And that being said, when it comes, let's say, to the retargeting campaign, if you use that, then we're gonna have only one single ad set where we are going to stack all website visitors and all social media engagers. And what we want to do here is we want to increase the time range. So let's say with website visitors, we're gonna put 180 days, and for social media engagers, we're gonna use 365 days. We are looking for broader and broader audiences, because we want to have much more lasting ads. Essentially, the more someone sees your ad, the more they will trust you, and the more subconsciously they would be more comfortable to end up purchasing from your website. When it comes to the second campaign, which is our main kind of scaling campaign where we spend the most amount of money, is we have here again one single ad set where you use broad audiences. Now, the question here that you might have is, why do we use broad audiences? There are a couple of reasons for that. One is it helps us to have much more lasting campaigns. If we use, let's say, an interest-based targeting, and let's say we could have a potential audience size of, I don't know, like 50 million people. Now, it might sound like there are lots and lots of people there. However, because we optimize for purchase, you have to understand that out of those 10 million, 50 million, 100 million people, you are not going to reach all those people. It's gonna be just a small percentage. And the way algorithms work is, even if, let's say, again, you look at the estimated size and you see millions and millions of people, you are not going to reach all of them. you are going to reach just a small percentage of that estimated size who are most likely to convert and who are most likely to buy your products like at a faster pace. So you have to understand that you are going to burn out your audience quite quickly if you are spending more and more money, and if your audience size is like a couple millions of people. So we are looking for huge audiences who could have like an estimated size of 50 million, 100 million people in that particular audience. We want to use that because it helps us to have much more lasting campaigns, and we do not burn out that audience that quickly. So we could focus more on creating better creatives that could resonate with that audience. And on top of that, it helps us to spend a lot more money without wondering that we're gonna burn out that audience very quickly. So inside the testing campaign, this is where we are going to make multiple changes. When it comes to those two first campaigns that we've talked so far, the changes that we might make is very rare. Essentially, we could change just the budget and maybe we could launch some like creatives, but that happens quite rarely if the creatives that we launched initially they're working quite well. But in the testing campaign, here's where we are going to make most of the changes. So essentially, we use again only broad audiences. Now, time to time, depending on the ad account, we might use interest-based targeting. But like I said, most of the time we use broad audiences. There are lots of benefits using these broad audiences. But essentially, we want just to have more time on coming up with better creatives that we could test on a weekly basis. So the moment when we switch to these broad audiences, again, with the creative team, with our clients, we just had allocated more time on coming up with these better creatives that will resonate more with our potential customers, and that have helped us to increase the return on net spend and to be more consistent with those sales. And that is pretty much it. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. Every other day I upload here new videos talking about how to scale a jewelry online store using Facebook and TikTok ads. So click on the subscribe button and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.